Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to be talking about the Arena Beast himself. That's right, it is Seeker. So Seeker is a magic affinity from the Undead Hordes. He is, like I said, an Arena Beast. We're going to talk about why. There's also a way that you can use him in Clan Boss if you want to. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, but mainly we're going to be speaking about him in the role that he is meant for, the Arena role, speeding up your team, boosting the turn meter, and giving you a nice attack buff. And lest we not forget his provoke, which is a really important part of him as well if you want to maximize your Seeker inside the arena. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's take a look at his kit first, starting with Devour. Attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 25% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Now you can book this up to a 50% chance of getting that provoke, and as we like to do here on the channel, what is provoke? Provoke means this the champion with this debuff can only attack the champion that applied it for X turns using their default skill. So again, provoke is a very important part of Seeker. Oftentimes I see people building him up with no accuracy at all, and definitely accuracy comes far below speed in terms of an overall stat priority on your Seeker, but accuracy is very important. Getting this provoke down, getting the taunt, getting that debuff down, because let's take a look at his skills, because it's going to synergize really nicely and make him such a pain to deal with inside the arena. So Devour, 50% chance of placing that provoke debuff, and what you do is you kind of identify, okay, who has the most harmful A2, A3, A4 on the opposing team, and how can I disable that that champion on my first turn? Because as you can see on his Tailwind, which is really his main ability, it grants him an extra turn. So if you build him, ideally, you're building up your Seeker to be the fastest in the entire arena, right? Every ounce of speed you can get on him, you put on him, right? He goes first. He fills the turn meter of all your allies by 30%, places a 50% increase attack buff on your allies for 2 turns, and then grants an extra turn. This can be booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, okay? So extra turn, so on his extra turn, he does the attack up, he buffs all the turn meter by 30% of all your allies, your entire team's getting sped up, is gonna be amazing. And then you provoke the most nuisance, the most hassle to deal with on the opponent's team. You provoke them. That way they're disabled from using their A2 or anything but their A1 on Seeker, who has naturally a pretty good defense. So that is how you're going to be running Seeker, especially to start out arena battles. He is a starter, right? And usually you're going to pair him with a nuking team inside the arena. It's one of those, but there's a way to build him for defense, but normally you see him with a nuking team, and he's one of those champions that, you know, if things go right with Seeker, the whole battle is not lasting much longer than a couple rounds anyway, okay? So, his passive here is Dark Blood, heals his champion by 20% and places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit. Now this is interesting, again, with his aura, which actually gives you defense in the arena. He can be built in part of a turn meter boost on a defensive team. I think he fits better with nukers, but you could put him with the aura in the leadership role, get that extra 30% defense, and then kind of, again, bolster up the defensive utility of your entire team, power of your entire team throughout the battle using your Dark Blood passive. Also makes him pretty decent in Clan Boss as a defense up option if you don't have any others, right? So going on to his artifacts, right? It's all about speed. Let's take a look at his total stats here on my Seeker. I have his speed up at 272. I can improve that a little bit off of better glyphs. I mean, the holy grail of speed on a Seeker would be like 300 plus, which can be done. However, it's very difficult to do. But depending on where you are in the arena, where you are in the game, of course, you're going to have different metrics you're kind of going to want to shoot for, right? So I would say shoot for him to be obviously your fastest champion when you're using him, right? He has to go first. And then secondary, get his accuracy up as high as possible. So speed and accuracy here. My accuracy is a little low on him. Well, it's quite low actually on him. So we'll talk about what I could maybe change. But that is it. Speed is definitely where it needs to be, 272. We could even go higher. So how do we get the speed that high? Well, 3 speed sets to start out with, 3 speed sets and a sneak peek at the Masteries, and getting the Lure of Steel to get the extra speed boost off of those 3 speed sets is going to be important. And then you just basically want speed items with speed stats, right? So you can see every single item I have on him is speed with more speed, you know, and of course this can be improved with better rolls, it can be improved with better gear, as can everything in this game. But you can see that everything I have on him, even these gauntlets, which are, you know, trashy gauntlets, except for the fact that they have the 14, the 13 speed on it, speed rolled twice, I was like, okay, let's use it. Speed gauntlets with the speed, I'll take it. And then the chest piece, again, speed 17, plus the glyphs on there, and speed 45 on the boots. So that is basic, and of course the banner has to have speed on it too. So that's how I have him built. Again, accuracy is also important, so you know, prioritizing speed and then putting on accuracy after that is really all you need to worry about with your Seeker. Defensive utility does help out as well, so if I was going to pick a third stat, I would pick defense, but as you can see, his skills are still based, or his only attack is still based on attack, so you can build him to do some significant damage. He actually hits pretty hard if you build him out with high attack, but me personally, that's just not how I'm using my Seeker. But if you were going to use him as a clan boss champion, you could consider doing that as well. So let's go on to the Masteries here before we rank him. Now the Masteries, again, support, it's going to be very important to make sure you're getting all your accuracy down. So starting out with pinpoint accuracy and then going from there. Also, really important that you have Evil Eye on him. Evil Eye on your arena champions is incredibly good across the board. What it's going to do is decreases the target's turn meter when this champion hits them with their default skill for the first time, aka the first attack of the entire battle when you're running Seeker, right? Decreases the turn meter by 20% with single target skills, and 5% with AoE skills, occurs once per target. So that's amazing. So not only are you provoking on your first attack, but you're also decreasing that champion's turn meter by 20%. So again, it's key here to identify who's going to be the biggest nuisance on the enemy team to deal with, and then you hit him with the Evil Eye and the Provoke, the 1-2 combo. So Evil Eye is really, really important. I also have Spirit Haste on him. That's going to give him increased speed for each dead ally. You know, whatever. Now, there's no, well, Cycle of Vengeance also on there. I was going to say, on the last tier of these 2 trees, right, you have some decisions to make in terms of where you want to put your last, your last tier of the Masteries. I went with Fearsome Presence after I tested out quite a few, and I find that although it's not dramatic, increases the chance of placing your Provoke by 5%. I think that's really the best bet for him, just personally. That's what I recommend you guys do too as well, because there's not that many, there's just not great final high-end tier Masteries that suit his skill set as much, in my opinion, as the Fearsome Presence. Now, if you want to build him up for Clan Boss, I would just go all the way down to War Master on the left side, and that's how I would build him out in terms of the I would take away defense and I would add offense down to War Master. So that's how I built him in that scenario. Let's go ahead and rank him again here, guys. I mean, arena offense is where it's at. Arena defense is where it's at, 5 and 5. Clan Boss, we will give him a 4. Again, we talked about his utility. And then campaign, locations, I'll give him a 4 there too, because he just keeps your team going. You build him really fast still. He's going to be going a lot. He's always going to be getting those 50% attack boosts up and filling that turn meter constantly of your team. So although he's not putting out a lot of damage, he's not an AoE nuker or anything, he's still going to be really helping speed things up even more than you might assume before you try him out. Spider's Den, he's basically not going to be very usable anywhere else. We'll give him 3s and 4s here. And again, it's not like he doesn't shine in any of these areas. But again, for the same thing that we talked about with campaign, right, is that he can speed your entire team up in similar to a way of like Apothecary, right? So there we go. Those ratings are now in. Let's go ahead and try him out in the arena, guys. All right, guys, so in the arena with Seeker, I'm excited to show you him do his work here. So let's start out against this guy at the top. Looks to be a pretty easy matchup. They have a 19% speed aura. Oftentimes when you have Seeker, right, you just want to make sure that you're going first, and then the match will be won automatically, right? So here we go. He's going to boost up everybody's turn meter, as you saw. Now we have the attack buffs. Now we can put everybody to sleep, take away their buffs, and then we can decrease their turn meter, and then we're here to Biggin already. He'll go and chop down half the team here, probably. And okay, didn't actually get anybody down, but it's okay because Seeker can finish off Cerise. We can do turn meter again, and Biggin's not going to get a chance to go there. He's frozen, but do I want to kill? Okay, so I put again, giving the turn meter up. We'll go in there. His Torment has another life left, so that's why I didn't target him. We'll stun here. And now we can't attack under Veil, obviously. Go right there. That time we needed higher accuracy there. Debuff blocked. Now we could really just go in auto at this point. Biggin, thankfully. It's not a good champion to put a provoke on because he AoEs on his A1. Again, speeding up everybody here. At this point, I can just go on auto and kind of just talk about it. But yeah, you see that, you know, you can just, and the thing about him too is one of the masteries that we don't have on him, if we take a quick look here, is, and this is something that I see a lot of people run on Seeker, is this one, Lasting Gifts, right? So Lasting Gifts, 30% chance to extend the duration of any bust cast by this champion by 1 turn. So you'd think that'd be really great on Seeker, but the thing is I built him so fast. You guys too, right? You'll build him so fast that there's really never a time in the battle that he is that your teammates, your champions, your team doesn't have that attack up on them. So you can see, like in a battle like this, I think for the most part, everybody's going to be attack up all the time because he's always granting himself an extra turn anyway. So as long as you always have the attack up, there's really no reason, in Arena at least, to be running him with that, with the Lasting Gifts on. At least in my opinion. I'd much prefer just allocate that mastery somewhere else. So let's go for another one here, guys. You're getting the point, though. It's really kind of rinse and repeat with him. This time well, I'm not going to go on auto. I never really auto Arena just because even if I have, you know, unless I'm just mindlessly. So we should get the provoke on this one. We do. So that's perfect. Put everybody to sleep here. And that's GG's, right? I'll take him into the I'll take him into campaign just for the sake of it. Just so you guys can see what he does. Again, he's not going to be too prolific here. He's really a utility guy. Like he's a you know, he has like one role that you're using for speed up, and he doesn't like. He's not gonna. His numbers aren't gonna necessarily jump out the page at you or off the screen at you. So let's take him campaign. Let's take him 12, 6 Nightmare, and let's put him with. You're gonna see how he's just gonna speed up this team so much. So on auto, this is Nightmare 12, 6. He goes first. Everybody has their attack up. Turn meter boosted. And again, decreased turn meter. He's slaying these guys himself, you know? Actually, I lied. I've been doing, my bad, guys. I've been doing the, I was like, this is a little bit too easy here. I've been doing the mission, trying to get Arbiter, and I'm on normal mode because of that. I was like, okay, let's try this out. Here we go. So the 3-man team, same team here, miscreated to kind of keep them alive. And then you can see, yeah, now he's not going to be one-shotting anybody. We're not going to be taking anybody down on his A1. But Biggin will, and he'll help out here, as you guys can see. So this is like a really, really solid team. I don't think we might not even need miscreated monster here, but just for the video's sake, I figure play it safe. And again, decreasing turn meter, just speeding everybody up. And he'll already be back to his A2 because taking an extra turn is going to speed him up too. Get him closer to that A2 again, right? So here we go. He's just really solid. And as you guys can see, like, he's not putting out any crazy damage or anything like that, but he's just moving everything along. And even if you're having problems, like, he's a good champion to put in there in campaign on that level that you just can't beat, or that dungeon level that you just can't beat, because again, he's just like, he's really solid defensively with that defense up every time he gets hit by a critical hit as well, and keeping the speed moving. He just has a lot in his kind of kit that looks kind of, it doesn't look incredible at first glance all the time, but he does a lot with only 3 skills and an aura. So that is my guide for Seeker, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you have Seeker, or if you use somebody else in kind of a similar fashion on your arena team. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.